What's poppin', gamers? We're gonna look through the Age of Empires 4 trailer one frame at a time. This is gonna be real in depth. It's 2 a.m. I am so tired. Let's do this. This is gonna be the most in-depth thing you've ever seen. I am not cheating either. We're going to go through this contain content inappropriate for children. Visit www.esrb.org for rating information thing every frame. I'm not cheating when I say every frame. Xbox logo. So we had a discussion, me and my brother. Will this be on Xbox? Obviously it has to be on PC. But will it be on Steam? Probably. Master Chief Collection coming out on PC. We don't know. But anyways, who cares? Let's keep going. So now, here's what I like to call the fog of war. You got all this fog, and then we continue on frames, until we gotta get the, ooh, there it is. Now, let's look at this precisely. Something interesting, you see it sometimes that you can move forward a frame, but it doesn't move. It's pretty weird. Now let's look at the background. It flies over, and what I'm thinking all this is what the fog of war will look like. Think about it. It's what it gotta look like, right? Yes? As the eagle flies over and lights it up, showing new horizons. You can see the topography up here. Wonder if it'll look like that. You'll see elevation, bruh. We got trees, you can cut them down, I'd assume. That'd be weird if you couldn't. Now, the eagle flies out. We see the fog, which is why I think fog of war makes sense. Let's continue on. And it fades out for a long time, actually. Until we get the eagle again soaring in. And this is where we'll see some actual interesting things. Right here. Look at the bottom left. Windmills. Bruh. Okay? We're just getting started though. It's about to get crazy, dude. Rivers. Navies. Bridge. Can you build the bridge? That is the important thing. Down here, what are these? Are these just villager things? Does this collect food? What's this for? We got a road system. This person, is it a villager? A soldier, maybe? On patrol? It looks like they're moving upward. Actually, yeah. They're on a horse. They are. Okay, there's a lot to break down here. So, bear with me. Rivers, can you put navy through here? Will there be a navy? There should be. We'll see. Something else to keep in mind. This tower is much different from the others. I'm thinking it's just a lookout tower. I don't know if it'll be able to attack. And the eagle, I'm assuming it's an eagle. Once it moves, you could see a lot of hints here. The biggest thing in this scene specifically is this wall is wooden compared to these walls, which we'll see later, which are stone. So I'm assuming there's two different kinds of walls that you can build, like weaker and then stronger fortified walls. Some windmills over here. I think this is another tower. Again, I'm assuming these are just watchtowers for vision to kind of show, like this could be your revealed area, and then this is the fog of war. Maybe, we'll see. Neat idea, but we don't know yet. And further on, you can see more, and then the fog of war. And oh boy, we're about to break everything down. Everything. Once again, fog of war. We wait patiently. Every frame, we wait until we get the most beautiful scene where we're going to break down every building. Here he comes. So first, let's start with the relief. The relief. Farms. The dumb squares, they're still there. All around the windmill. We got them. Now, a big thing is the towers on the wall is what I want to talk about first. The walls in general. So, what are these? These different circular spots. I'm assuming these are when you build, you'd click and drag, and those two different spots, the beginning and end, would become circular. But what are these things on the wall? At first you might think, oh, it's just decoration, but it's not here, but it is here, unless it's random. Another big thing are these towers, these square towers. These are clearly, this one's a gate. I don't know, this might be a gate as well. I would assume they're all gates. I think there's one back here as well. The biggest thing are these others, like circular towers. And the reason it's a big deal, we get the whole shot. Oh, dude. Anyways, these things, they're on the outside of the actual wall. So these are like attachments towers. So I'm assuming they'd work like other towers in Age of Empires 2, where they just attack things. But you attach them to like the outside, maybe even the inside of the walls. And as you can see, another thing, every team, assuming, would have their own color as a stripe around everything. We'll see how that looks, but for now it looks alright. This is a little jarring because it's so bright blue on here, but yeah. Let's go over. So that's the walls. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now, let's get on to these buildings. Let's just guess what these buildings are. These two. It has to be a university, I would assume, and then this is a church. But this also looks kind of like a church. Maybe this is a different university of some kind that you can just research typical things. Then we got the castle, obviously. That one's obvious. But, okay, there's the whole shot. Brightened up. Get a closer look. So, the biggest thing, honestly, in this trailer for the whole city building is these weird roads. Like, I don't know if this is just the trailer, but they have these, like, hedges on the roads, and, like, these different NPCs are walking on them. Like, even the soldiers are just walking along the walls. I don't know if there's just, like, patrolling you can have along the whole wall structure. And same with civilians. Is it gonna work like Stronghold, where each civilian has, like, a job, and they walk around, you have to keep their spirits up, you tax them, that sort of thing? Are we gonna have a million castles just placed everywhere? I don't know. The biggest thing that is obvious, obviously, walls are way more important now compared to other games where you just build a giant factory of castles and barracks. So that is definitely interesting. Same with the soldiers, though. They're walking around. I, again, don't know if this is just trailer. It probably is, because it's just kind of weird how it's set up. So let's continue. I don't want to look over all this stuff because they have better angles, but for now, you have this. The biggest thing is these are clearly all houses, all the gray rooftop ones. But what about these ones? Are these also houses? These almost seem like typical, like, villager job type things, like a mine or a farm. I really don't know what these are. This archery range is what it looks like because of this, like, target. This, I would guess, is a barracks. This, I have no clue. It might be a research spot again. This might be a stable, I can't really tell. This also might be a barracks or something like that. Again, can't really tell, can make guesses. This looks like another church, but this looks like, it doesn't look like this. That's what's interesting. It almost seems like they have, like, multiple building models, which would be, like, it would make things much less repetitive and look like a lot of samey buildings all over the place. So let's continue. Finally, they have a fountain here. Again, I don't know if decorations will be like, you know, keep up morale, or if it's just for the trailer, or if it's like automatic with roads, like you build out roads and it automatically places like these hedges and these fountains, that sort of thing. Some encampments up here all over the place. I don't know if that's for like siege equipment like they do in Stronghold, Crusaders, but we'll find out. Again, different stuff on the walls. I don't know if you can place, like, maybe you could place ballistas on the wall or something, or fire arrows like they have in Stronghold Crusaders. Again, I'm drawing a lot of similarities to Stronghold just because of the walls for one and the look of everything and the villagers walking around. Ooh, oh bruh, this game is gorgeous. So this is a market, I would assume. I don't think these are separate things. This is probably just a market, and that's how it looks like. You could see different kind of units. So we've seen horses, we've seen these pikemen walking around. They have villagers again. I'd like to see, there's a monk. So yeah, churches will have monks, I would assume. And I'm assuming they would convert people still, which would be hilarious. You can see some spear horsemen over here. I don't know if there's different horsemen or if that's just the default. We'll find out. Another great angle, fountain again. Yeah. Archers, we got crossbowmen. Don't know if they'll have like crossbowmen and then bowmen. Oh, this guy, this actually could be a big deal. This guy's carrying something, it looks like supplies of some sort. So maybe he's just taking wood to a stockpile of some sort or something, or he's like carrying supplies like you'd see in Stronghold. What else? Yeah, this looks like it has to be a stable, I would assume. This again, you see all these patrolling all over the place. I would hope this is some sort of patrolling system. I'd really like that. Instead of just, you know, trailer stuff where they're just walking. These fields look great. I like the animations. Them moving back and forth looks really smooth. It's not just some static repeated animation, it looks like. This guy's stationary. These fields, the wildlife, it all looks so great. Even like the mountains in the distance, it's insane. These roads, I again don't know if roads you'll build them or if they'll naturally be there. I have no clue. My biggest worry is that like these walls that you see all around the castle will be like static, and you just say like, oh, build this section, this whole section, you pay it, you don't actually shape it yourself. That worries me, but I'm pretty sure that wouldn't be the case. That would be dumb. Again, the wildlife, I'm assuming there's still gonna be annoying wolves and crap to mess with you. Again, the eagle. I'm wondering, I'm pretty sure the eagle doesn't mean anything. It's just meant for the trailer. But I was talking to some friends and we were saying about it revealing like different area, like vision, like maybe abilities, like maybe because there's a general here, like a leader, and maybe he has an ability where he can scout out fog of war. Because you'll see later that it does look like there's leaders cheering on the men. You could see a separate encampment here. I'm guessing this is another church, or maybe another research place. I'm not sure. So then pans out, looks at this army coming to invade, and then it shows this. You got siege towers, which I'm hoping they'll work better than any of the RTS games like Stronghold Crusaders or Age of Empires, because usually they just like walk up and drop off units, but I would like to see them actually like walk up, lower it, and then they walk across it. So I don't know, I'm not good with factions, so this is a Middle Eastern faction, I would assume. Their units look completely different than the other guys, which I like, because usually there's a lot of like reskin. And here's one of the most interesting things. I don't know if this is just trailer, but this guy like cheers on his guys prepping for war. He's raising up, and then they all are like, "Wee! Let's get 'em, gamers!" as these guys are rolling out. You can actually see, ooh, I didn't even notice this before. You can see their factions buildings right over here. So I wonder if that shows how big the maps will be. Unless this is just a smaller map, because like, if this is their main place, maybe this is like a forward base they built. This looks like battering rams. Don't know. I'm trying to figure out what some of these are. But yeah, this is probably just like a forward base they built to siege with, I would assume, because this looks pretty small if this is their main place. Yeah, it looks like they're coming from up here. So then they prep for war. This guy's cheering them on. I don't know if that will give them like a morality boost or a damage boost or something. I don't know. Or if it's just for show. Just if they're idle long enough, some guy will cheer them on. And they'll do some stuff. Maybe there's like a siege mode where all your guys get ready. Because like even these guys, what's really, really interesting is that all the AI seems to like keep to the road for the most part. So it's not like these units are like spreading all around these buildings all clumsily. They all seem to like orderly go on the road. And they all go in like single file line, really organized and everything. So I don't know, maybe there's some pathing with roads that works out. Again, these guys are axe guys. These guys have a lot of pikemen, but some swordsmen. Then you got the horsemen in the back. Looks like some bowmen here, maybe. Ooh, and the trebuchets. Ooh, that actually, I'm gonna go back. These are probably trebuchet. Now that I'm thinking about it. These four, and they unpack up here. Like in Age of Empires 2, so they unpack them. Another interesting thing, they seem to have a barricade of spikes. So I'm guessing you can use that for like archers and stuff. You just build them real quick. Maybe they have engineers similar to Stronghold. You can just build a line for archers to hide behind so that they have to go around or the horses run into it and die. Something to think about. The horseman, I really like the animation again. The little dust that kicks up. These angles. I'm hoping there's like a cinematic mode similar to Empire War, I think it is. Where you could just have cinematic mode, show different angles of fights going on. Especially space battles, it looked really good. So I'm assuming trebuchets work the same as the other games, where they just fire. Is this a fire arrow? I don't know if this is just to make it more visual so you can see the arrows, or if that is an actual like fire arrow from something like I was discussing earlier. Them coming down the hill, I love this so much. They're fighting down here. It looks like you can't really tell, but I think the animations are similar to I was gonna say similar to Total War, where each unit has like an individual fight, but I think it's just typical, you know, swinging, doing damage at each other, not like one-on-one encounters. This tower gets hit, and it'll show a different angle later on, but you can really see the destruction is really well done. Things don't just, you know, explode and fall apart and poof, it's gone. They really do just like fall apart. This is, well, I don't get this one. This one explodes. I'm just assuming that's the animation when it gets destroyed. At first I thought this was like similar to Stronghold, where they have slaves and they just burn things, but yeah, this is just, it falls apart and explodes. I'm just assuming that's the typical animation. Same with this one. Kind of explodes, but more just falls apart. These guys, actually, I didn't even realize, yeah, these guys are still bringing in guys. I don't know how gates will work. I would assume similar to Stronghold. Again, this game seems to take a lot of inspiration from Stronghold, which I like, because I almost like Stronghold more than Age of Empires 2. But yeah, then it pulls up. I don't know if we'll get camera angles like this. The eagle comes up. we get our final little look at everything. Age of Empires 4. Amazing. Fantastic. I don't think there's any more. Excuse me for not framing through the end title. That would be miserable. But I'll do it anyways, just for you gamers. No, I give up. Okay. So, before we go, let's watch it all the way through one last time. Oh, I want it so bad. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, or whatever. It is now 2:30 a.m. I need to go die. Good night.